So a couple decades ago, I was a new immigrant in Canada, and I started immersing myself in the culture of Canada, basically. And one of the stores that I found to be very dear to the heart of Canadians was this store called Zellers. Zellers was like, I guess it was like a competitor to Walmart, and it was one of the stores that you go to find everything, just like Walmart. It was one of the stores that had these really special brands. I wouldn't call them like high quality brands, but they were mostly brands that appealed to like the everyday middle class to low income Canadian. And as a student, I found Zellers to be extremely perfect for me, because I could go in and just pick up items like pants. I bought all my clothes from Zellers as a student in the university. I wasn't very much into clothes, but I found the brands, a t-shirt, jeans, and they were very reasonably priced. And Zellers also had this famous food court where people would go and just with your family and just sit there and enjoy some meal with your family. I would go in there and pick up some food every now and then. But I think about a decade ago or so, Zellers started closing shop in Canada. So you can guess my surprise and excitement when I went to the thrift store today and I saw this box here. I was so excited to see the Zellers brand, and in this box was this really cool, I guess you could call it a combo headset, a radio headset. These were actually quite popular in the early 2000s, late 1990s to the early 2000s. And if you pair this with the fanny pack, I mean, you're in good fashion, So when I saw this, I was quite excited to see it. It just brought back some memories, and I decided to buy it, and I bought it for $5. Now when I got this, it was in not a good shape. The battery compartment was stuck. It had old batteries in there which had just leaked and just wrecked the whole battery compartment. I was able to pry it open. When I opened it, I just saw the disgusting, battery, old battery in there. Took it all out. I cleaned it out, and then I used vinegar. I think the vinegar worked really well, pretty much restored it to almost new shape. But now I faced a little challenge. The battery compartment door would not close, so I had to do a little bit of MacGyver and use a tiny bit of glue to seal it. And in the future, I would just be able to just pry it open with a small screwdriver. But I was able to get it all together, put some batteries in there. And now the unit itself is built like, these foam pads are not the kind that will block out sound fully when you have these on. The weight of this is not too heavy, and I think this thing really borders very well on that fine line between discomfort and very comfortable to the point that you don't notice it. You're going to notice it when you put this on and keep it on your head. And the sound on this is what you would expect from like the old Walkman headphones. They're very airy, but it has a decent sound quality. It's not tinny. It's not like super bassy, or I would say somewhere in the middle there, which is actually good. Having something like this on, you can take a walk, you can go for a run. I think these were designed especially for folks that would go running, because back in the day we didn't have the cordless earphones. So these, if you're a runner, these would be what you would wear, to go for a run. And having this on for a run these days, I don't think you're gonna get funny looks, because nowadays this stuff, these kind of things are back in fashion, to be honest. The operation of this is actually quite easy. On one side is the dial for the volume. This is the volume dial. When you dial it to the extreme, it clicks off and turns off the system. And then when you want to turn it on, you basically just bring it out of that mode. And when it's on, this lights up. On the other side of this is the tuning dial, so you can use this to tune this. Then there's also the switch here. This switch will switch between AM and FM. I find that the operations of this is simple enough. Sometimes it may be just slightly cumbersome, you know, just trying to tune this, but it's not too bad, you know. It's not too bad. The AM reception on this is surprisingly good. I wasn't expecting the AM reception to be that good. The FM reception is not the best for some reason. It is able to get a few channels, but it struggles to get a lot of channels, basically. One thing that I can say about this is, you know how some radios have the fine tuning and the coarse tuning? The tuning on this is very coarse, which means that to get a strong reception or a strong signal, it's a little bit iffy. So you have to be very gentle and be careful, because there's a little tiny travel of the dial will basically switch it from, it's a difference between a good reception and a really no reception at all. You know, it's just the design of it. What do you expect? I think back in the day these things were not very expensive, you know, but they're pretty awesome. They're pretty awesome if you want to go for a night run, you know, even on the treadmill. If I want to go on the treadmill and my hands are free, I can just wear this and go on the treadmill. And overall, it's a fun gadget, you know. So in the comment section, tell me about your memories of these. Did you ever own these, and what do you think?